Okay, so these are the types of the dimension. So now we have some option, that is text. How can you write the text? How can create some text? There are two options. First is single line, second is multiple line. So single line text, in that you have to specify the start point of the text. You have to specify the height. I want to specify 5. After that you have the rotation of the text. I don't want any rotation, so 0 value. Now you can type anything. Okay, if you press enter and press enter, okay, and if you want to complete the text, if you want to exit out, just click anywhere outside and press escape. Now there is the text like that. So you see there is no text editor. You cannot change the type of the text size or font of the text from here. Okay, and next, if you select the objects, all the objects are different. All the text is at different line. You can just move that like, okay. So you see, I have created the text by just pressing the enter. Okay, I have not created another text. I have just pressed the enter button and we were shifted to the second line, but the text is separated from that because we have selected the text type to single line. Okay, if you use multiple line or from shortcut T enter, you have to first specify the area where you want to write the text, and after that you can just type like that. Now you can see we have a text editor up here. You can change the size, font style, everything will be set from here. If you press enter and type something else, okay, like that, like, if you have to complete the command, just click outside and the command will be completed. Now you can see this was separate and this is the paragraph. Okay, you can move all everything from here. If you want to edit this text, you cannot edit, okay, properly. You cannot edit it properly because we don't have any font type here or text editor. But here we can just click, we can change the font, we can apply every property from here. Okay, so this is the difference between single line and multi-line text. So in most of the cases, just press T for multi-line text and create a box like that. If you create a very small box and if you type any text here, you can see I have not pressed the enter button, but the text is shifted to downward because I have selected a very less area here. I have selected a very small rectangular shape here. So to increase the size, or to increase the size of the rectangle, or to create this text up here, you just have to go here and drag this arrow. Okay, right now I have selected it like this. Now if I type something again, it will go there. So you can just increase the width of the box from. Okay, after you press enter, you can shift it to downward like that. Okay, if you select any text, you can change that text specific values, like I want its width or height to be 2.5. I want a mask. Mask mean you can use the background color for that text also. Okay, but the mask will be applied to whole of the object, whole of the box. Next we have some bolds, italics, okay, like this one, underline. Okay, if you want to type up here something, down there something, or change the uppercase lowercase settings, you can do that. You want to change the type, you want to use, if you want to clear the format, justification from here. Okay, these things can be applied from this option. Now if you want to type like symbol of diameter or percentage. So we have the percentage symbol, but we don't have the diameter symbol. So for that we have an option here that is called symbols. So you can see we have a symbol of diameter here, a symbol of degree here, Okay, I'm going to remove the overline and the lines. We have the dia, we have the degree, we have the plus minus symbol, like that. Okay. So just click outside, the object will be created like that. So this is the text. You can select and double click and edit the text anytime. Okay, is it clear? Any questions in the text command? Okay. So next we have leaders, and after that we have table. So leaders are similar option. Like I want to create a drawing. Suppose I have to write something, or I have to label a drawing. So sometime we need to use some leaders. So there is a leader, and in the leader option we have to specify the arrowhead location. So if we see here that leader is something like that. There are every font available. If you want, you can add that font to the library. Okay. Again, this software has a library like you use in the Photoshop. You can add the font directly to the library of that software. You can also use the font. No, there is no such thing. You can use the Times New Roman. You can use the Arial, whichever you need. There is no such thing that we use simple fonts. We don't use some fancy font. Just use simple fonts and that will be enough. Most of the time it will be Arial or the Times New Roman. Okay, if you need some specific, you can just go to the text editor and select the font from here. Okay, all the fonts are available. If you want any specific, you can just import the font directly in your library. Okay, so next in the leader, you can see I can specify some text with the help of an arrow. Okay, if you want to type a note with the help of an arrow, like I want to type something here and I want to specify this text for some drawing. I want to specify that this text is related to this drawing, so we have to apply a arrow like that. Okay, so to create those things we have an option called leader. So to specify the leader, we have to first specify the arrowhead location. I want this arrowhead location to be here. Okay. And after that, you have to specify the leader landing. Leader landing means this arrow, like where you want to specify the text. So select here, and this line is the leader landing option. Okay. After that, the text will be specified here. You can specify like this is a circle of radius. Okay, like I know that there are four circles, so I'm going to type 4 dash. We have the radius of zero point 0.5 or 1. Okay, so we can type like that 4 dash r1. Okay, so if you want to complete, just click outside like the text command and you can create that. Now you can see if I change the size from D, enter, modify, and go to the fit, and you can see that symbol is very less. The value of the size of the dimensions are very less, zero point 0.2, but we cannot see that from here. Okay, if I create a dimension like that, the dimension is small, but the size of the arrow is very big. So how can we control the size of this arrow and this leader, this text? So we have the option that's called multi-leader style. That is multi for M for multi, L for leader, S for style. Okay, so now you can see there is another dialog box like dimension style manager. Now it's multi-leader style manager. So go to the modify and now you will see some values again like that. So first is leader format. It's the line type. You want a straight line or a spline, a curved line or none. So there will be no line. We want a straight line. You can change the color and light type and line weight. And you can change the arrowhead size, what size you need. Okay, sorry, it's the type. If you want to go to the dot or a closed blank like that or a closed field, you can create like that. Next we have some break size. So right now I'm not going to create a break size. After that we have the leader structure. Leader structure shows that we have currently two lines. If you want to increase the number of lines, we can create it from here. Okay, now we have some angles, some other options. So I'm not going to specify everything, just go to the scale here. Okay, so everything will be scaled up or scaled down like we have done in the dimensions. So I'm going to specify the value up to zero point 0.2. Okay, in the content there is the option of the text, but I'm going to specify this scale directly zero point 0.2, apply and set current and close. Now you can see that everything is scaled down. Now I'm going to move it like here somewhere. Okay, so this is the arrowhead, this is the first line, this is the landing, this is the text. So we can control all the dimensions from multi-leader style MLS and go to the modify and control it from the leader structure and scale. Okay, so everything will be changed, everything will be controlled from here. So next thing is, if you want to show that this circle and these circles, I want to specify the same leader to them, there is an option add leader. So from add leader you can add some arrowheads to one text. Okay, I have selected this leader and I can define some arrows like that. Okay, so multiple arrows can be defined to a single leader from add leader option. Okay, if you want to remove some arrows, you can go to the remove leader, select the leader and select the arrows you want to remove. I want to remove these two, press enter and the arrows will be removed. Okay, to add, just go to the add leader, select the leader and create. To remove, go to the remove, select the leader and select the arrow you want to remove. Okay, it works like that. Next we have some alignments. If you create multiple leaders, like I have created, I will create some leaders. Oh, okay, is my screen visible to everyone? Hello, can you hear me? Is the screen visible or not?
It's visible, sir.
Visible, okay. I got a message here that we are having some problem connecting. So, okay. So, if we create multiple leaders like that, now you can align the leaders in a straight direction or in an angular direction. To do that, we have some option align here and we can select all the leaders, enter, select the leader with which you want to align. I want to align everything with this leader and select the ortho mode and click anywhere. You can see that all the leaders text will be aligned. Okay, everything is aligned properly like that. You can create multiple leaders and that can be aligned in horizontal direction or vertical direction. Like I have a leader here, a leader here, a leader here. So I can just align them up here directly. So last option is collet, but you will not be able to use the collet on these leaders because these leaders are some different type. So to use some different kind of leader that we use, you can see that we have a leader with a circular shape here, but here we don't have any circular type leader. So where can you get those leaders? So those leaders are available in the library. So to access the library, you have to go to the uh, tool palette command. Tool palette. Okay, TP is the shortcut. Press enter, and there is a library here. Now you can just see here there should be a tab that is called leader. If you don't see any tab with the leader name, you can go there. You can see there are some tabs stacked. So just click here, and now you can see that we have some leaders option here. So you can just click and you got the leader tab right here. So now we have some imperial or some metric samples. So metric sample means that is the unit of the leader will be in millimeters and the imperial will be in inches. So the civil students will use the imperial samples and the mechanical will use the metric samples. Okay, whichever you need, I'm just going to use metric right now. So first option is leader with no text. So this will have a turn off the ortho. The header will be created but there will be no text like here. Okay, second will be the leader with text. This one is similar. This one that we have used till now. You can use the text size. After that we have leader circle. So now if we create a leader, so there will be an option that is edit attribute. The attribute applied in this leader is enter tag number. So there will be something written in this circle and that will be defined from here. So if you type any value or any text, that will be visible here. Press OK, you can see we have a text called 1. So next we have a leader box. Again there will be a tag number. If I keep it empty, there will be the option tag number. Okay, if you double click on that, you can just remove that, press OK, there will be nothing. Okay, so like that you can just click and change. Next we have the triangle option. So this will be triangular shape. If you want anything, you can write. So it will be like that. So slot, there will be something like that. Detail bubble. So it will ask you two things, that is view number and sheet number. So you can see here it is asking view number directly, which view it is. I want a front view, top view, or there is a number for the view. I can specify that here. And the sheet number, if we have multiple sheets, we can specify the number of the sheet from here. So view number is 13 and the sheet number is 2. So I can specify that from here. So these are the type of leader we have here. We can use them. To select those type of leader, you have to go to the tool palette TP and you can see we have multiple options like that. Okay, tool palettes. And now you can apply the option collet from here. Collet means you can use all the type of values from here and simply make them a single object. Okay, everything will be attached to a single arrow. So use the collet option from here, select the objects. Okay, use the collet, select the object you want, press enter and everything will be joined here. So this is the collet option. If you have any questions, you can ask. Is it clear? So we have the next option that is called table. So to create some table, to create bill of material, you can use the table from here, or you can import an Excel sheet from your system. So first we are going to create an empty sheet from here. So you can see there is a table style that is standards. Like we have a dimension style, we use the standard or any other type that is available. We are going to use the standard type from here. Next option is that if you want to create an empty table or you want to create a data link. Data link means you can import the Excel directly. First we are going to use the data link, sorry, empty table. Now we are going to use the preview from here, and we have the option insertion behavior. How do you want to insert the table in your drawing? The first option will be insert specify insertion point. It means we have to specify everything here. We have to specify how much rows and columns you need and what size of the rows and columns you want. So for columns, there should be widths. Okay, these are the columns 1, 2, 3, and there will be their width first, second, and third. This will be the width. And the rows, these are the rows like that, and they will have some height like this one. So right now it's auto means if you create, okay, okay, my system is not working. Okay, again, I'm going to use a table again. So shortcut will be tab. Okay, okay, the option is changed in this version. Previously, if you use tab, you can use the table command directly, but now it will go to the edit. So I'm going to use the directly from here. So now if we go to the insertion point, we can just specify the values from here. I want 10 rows and 4 columns, and the width of the column should be 80 and the row height should be 20. Okay, now you can see the first cell you want should be a title type, means the first row will be merged, or you want a header type, means the content should be bolder, it will be the header type, and from after that there will be some data types. So this sequence is with the basic sequence. Like if you create an Excel, so first you create the headings, okay, and before that you create the name of the file you want, like this is the data of the school or college, you write something up here, and after that you specify serial number, name, college name, like that, and after that you specify the value. So it's like that. Just click OK and you can specify it right here. So now it is asking for the text. If you want to type any text you can, or if you don't want, just close the editor from here, and now you can see that there is the table. Now I have specified the width and the height. If you want to change the scale, you can just drag it like this and this will be modified. Okay, so this is the simple option. If you select it like this, you can manipulate the size from here, you can change the size. If you just click anywhere, you can see now we are in the table editing option. Here you can insert a row like you can use in the Excel. There is some rows and columns option. You can insert, you can delete some rows, you can insert some column, delete some column. Or if you select multiple columns, you can merge them. Right here, the merge option. You can merge them to create a one cell, or unmerge. You can merge them by rows, so they will be merged by row. You can merge them by columns like that. So this is the merge option. After that, if we type something, there will be an option called match cell. You can match the property of one cell onto the other. Like I want to type something, there should be, I want to type AutoCAD here. I'm going to click outside. You can see the text is very small, so I'm going to select the text, define the height to 20, and click outside. Now you can see we have some value, and if we go to the cell, we can see the alignment is right now top center. We can use the top left. So in most of the cases it will be the middle center. Okay, so the alignment will be the middle center or the middle left, like that. So middle center is the better option. So if you apply any options from here, like I want it, okay, okay, from here I want the color to be fill color to be red, and here I want another text that is SolidWorks, and its font is right now is like gold, and the background color should be this one. Okay, the background color will be defined from here. Okay, so if you want to change the properties, like I'm just going to type the text. Okay, so if you want to apply these property up here, you can just select the object match cell, and okay, sorry, I have done opposite. Select the cell, match cell, and click on the destination. You can apply the property of this cell up to on the other cell also. Okay, if you type anything, just select the cell whose property you want to match. So select the match cell and select the destination, and you can create the match cell type. So this is like using Excel. So it is easy. If you don't know the Excel, then you have to learn that, or you can just learn to use from here. So if you select, we have multiple options here. Cell lockings. If now you can delete this by selecting the delete button, or if you select here cell locking and lock the content. So if you try to delete something, it will not be deleted. You can see there is a lock. So unlock or lock options are here. If you want to add some format that you want to enter the value of a currency or an angle or a date or a decimal number, you can change that type from here. So this is the option of table. How can you create the table? Now, how can we import the Excel sheet from outside of this? So I think we have some option. Okay. So first we need to have a Excel sheet. Okay. Okay. Suppose we have an Excel here. Okay. I'm going to save it, and to import this Excel, you have to go to the table command and go to the insert tables, and you can see there is a from a data link option. Check this option. Now you can see there is a no data link right now, so you can just click here or click here. It's launch data link manager, so you can create a link from here. So create a new link. You can enter the name, anything you want. Okay, and now there is an option you can browse for a file. I'm going to browse that from the desktop, and we have some sheet that is called inquiry. So open. Now I have only one sheet, so I'm going to select sheet 1 and link the entire sheet option. So click OK, and click OK. So now it will take few seconds to load, and now you can see that we have something with a cursor. Just click anywhere and the sheet will be there. So you can change the size of the sheet like that. So the basic color of the sheet is white. We can change that to none, and we can apply. We can use the match cell like that. Okay, or we can just select them like that and use the color to none. And you can see we have some data here: the name, the serial number, and anything we want. Like this way you can use the Excel sheet also. You can manipulate the size from here like that. Okay, so this is the table option. Any question related to table? Do you have any questions?
एक्सक्यूज मी सर सर जो
Yes.
मैच कमांड है सर उसमें सारे हम एक सेलेक्ट करके सारे में एक साथ नहीं कर सकते मतलब मैच सबको
Match option does not work like that. Okay. Like that, I'm going to use color here. The text. Okay, you can see the text is kind of locked. So go here and unlock and just double click, select, hold, select the size, hold. Okay, like that. So going to match the cell, select the destination. So you don't have any option. You have to just select a single cell. Okay, you cannot just click like that and okay, you have to just a single select. Some cells are locked, so you cannot select them. You can use like that. It's a single option, or we can just select all the rows like that, and we can change the values, or we can change the format like that. So to attach, go to the table, go to the from a data link. Now you can see I have created a data link here. I'm going to use the launch data sheet manager. So I'm going to delete the link. Okay. So now you can see there is no data link. If I click here, okay, it is not deleted because to delete a link or a object permanently, we have another option that is called purge. But we will use that later. So first you will not see any data link here. You just have to go to the launch data link manager. You have to create a data link with a name. Okay, after that you will be prompted to choose a file. Go to the desktop, choose the file or go to the location, choose the file and select open, and you can just click OK and OK and OK. So the table will be with the cursor. Just click and you can see there is an Excel sheet with your cursor. Okay, so now if there are some problems, you can just select the sheet like that and select the format like that. You can see we have some names here. The whole sheet you have here will be attached. So if you change anything, like I have written here AutoCAD and civil here, suppose I want to select the, I want to type a name here, that is code, save the file, and if I close and go to the AutoCAD, it will prompt an option here. It will prompt that data link has changed. There are some few changes in the Excel. So if we click on update table using the data link here, now you can see it is updating and there will be the update after that and the text will be here. So because it's a link, it will update itself after every change you make in that Excel. Okay, if you want to type anything here, like I want to enter the contact number right here. Okay, and I want this contact number to be displayed in the Excel sheet. So we can also do that by going to the insert tab, and we have some option here, linking and extraction. So there is the option upload to the source. Okay, so click here and you can see data link has changed. So go to the Excel and we can see that there is the option contact number. If I delete it, save it, close it, now there will be a change. It will ask for the update, or you can just go here and download from source and select the object and press enter. So it will update like that. Okay, you can see the update. It's a very easy method to link the Excel, and you can modify the changes also. You can update the changes also. Okay, so that was the table command. Okay, so next option we have is the layer command. So for that, I'm going to show you some drawing. Okay, go to here and we can. So now you can see we have some colors here, some properties applied here. Okay, and if we go to the layer, you can see we have multiple layers. In our file, you can see there are only two type of layers, that is default layer 0 and default points. So to create some layer, we have the layer property manager where we can create some layers. Okay, so first I'm going to just I have the object here. So to create layer, go to the layer property manager and you can see there is an option of create layer or new layer, or you can press alt N, or you can just press right click and create a new layer from here. So first you have to specify the name. I want to specify that these are the dimensions. This layer will contain the dimensions. Now we have some properties here. First option is on off. Okay, so we are not going to use them from here. Okay, it's on off, it's freeze, it's log, it's plot, color, line type, line weight, and transparency. These. Okay. So you can see we have some properties. So on off, freeze and lock we are not going to use right now. We are just going to specify the color. So I'm going to specify the red color. I'm going to specify the line type. I want this line type continuous and the line type. Okay. For dimension, I just want to change the color of the dimensions. I'm going to create a new layer. That should be the reference. Okay, so the references will have the red color, but the line type of them will be center type. Okay, and we are going to create another layer that should be the geometry, and that geometry will have the color of this one. Okay, so we just have to specify the fourth property, that is color, line type, line weight, and transparency from here. These options will be used later. So we have created three layers and now we can just close it from here. So now you can see that current layer is 0. It means that if I create something, that object will be in 0. So how can you see that the layer of the object which layer has this object. So you have to select the object, and whichever layer is here is the current layer or the object's layer. So now you can see we have some other layers here. I want this dimension to be in this layer, dimension layer. So just click on the dimension and the object will be converted to dimension layer. If I select the object, you can see the default layer for this object is dimension. If I select this layer, this object, you can see this is in 0. If I select two objects, if both are in different layers, you will see no layer will be here. Okay, so like that you can change the layer. Just select the object, go to the layer, you can convert that object into that layer, go to the layer, and the layer will be applied. Okay, so now I'm going to create some references. I'm going to create a center line. Okay, I want this line to be the reference lines. So I'm going to select that reference. So now you can see this is the line of reference type. You can see its property here, but the scale is high. So I'm going to use the properties again. From where you can change its scale. Select 0.1. Okay. So now how can you select all the dimensions? So you can just go to the match property from here, select the base and select the object you want to match like that, or you can just select them one by one like that and just click here. Okay. So what is the advantage of layers? Now you can see there are three options: on, off, freeze and lock. Now I don't want to see the dimensions, so I can just go to the dimension and turn them off. So the dimensions will be turned off like that. So I can now select these objects and define them the reference type, or I can just go to the match property, select the source and select the destination. Now you can see the scale will also be applied, all the properties will be applied to both objects. Now go to the reference, turn off the reference also. Now you can select them there. Okay, and just go to the geometry and the whole object will be converted to geometry. Now turn on both the layers, and now you can see the layers are applied on that file. Okay, got it? So to create a layer, just go to the layer property manager, select right click and create a new layer. Define its property, the color, the line type, the line weight or transparency, whichever you need, and close it from here and just select the layer. Okay, now this was the option that how you can convert your object to a layer. How can you can change the layer of the object? You can see I can just do it like that, or you can just select the layer like I want to create some geometry. So select the geometry layer. This is the current layer. Now you can see the color by layer means. So if I create something, it will be created in that layer. Okay. If I specify the dimension will also be created in that layer. Okay. So you can do this. You can change that also. Or you can go to the dimension. Now dimension is your current layer. If you create any dimensions, all the dimension will be created in that layer. But if you create something, that object will also be created in that layer. So you have to specify the layers to every object by selecting the object, or you can select the default layer. Okay, so these are the types of layer. Next we have some option. First we have the on off. We can just hide the reference, the geometry, whichever you need, or we have some other options here. First is freeze, second is lock. So now you can see if I turn them on and use the freeze layer, I'm using the freeze layer for the dimensions. So again the dimension will be hidden. So what is the difference between freeze and on off? If I turn the layer off, okay, and if I select Control A, everything will be selected. If I press the delete button, everything will be deleted. And if I turn on the dimension layer, and you will see nothing here because I have selected the Control A button that will select everything. So the difference between the freeze and on off is if you select the freeze option for the dimension, it will turn off the dimension, but you select Control A and delete. Now if you turn on the layer, the dimensions will have no effect and they will be there again. Okay, the dimension remains after you select Control A also. So this is the main difference between freeze and lock. You can freeze the layers; they don't have any effect on them. And if we select the lock, it is similar, but in that case we have the visibility with some fade, and you can select, but you cannot apply any command on them. Like I want to delete something, if I select them, press delete, the object remains and the other objects will be deleted. Okay, the locked layer will not be deleted, other objects will be deleted. So these are the three types: freeze or on off or lock. You can apply any type. Okay, any question on layers? Okay. So these are the base commands that we are going to cover tomorrow. Oh, sorry, these are the commands that was for the today's session. So we are going to create some drawings for the civil student also, some plans for civil student also. So for that I'm going to create a single room drawing, single room plan. So first of all you have to specify the units UN and go to the architectural or the engineering type. I prefer the engineering type because in that we got the in feet in points. Okay, okay. So insertion unit should be in inches. That okay. Now go to the D enter, specify the property and go to the primary unit to engineering. Press OK. Set current load. So what I have done is if I create a line of 10 inches, if I press 10 and check the dimension from here, you can see the dimension is the symbol of inch here. So the dimension will be of 10 inches like that. If I increase the length of the line, you can see now it has feet option here. This is 1 feet and 5.44 inches like that. So if I want to create a room of 10 by 15 feet, okay, 10 feet is the length and 15 feet is the width. So I can just go with the rectangle also with dimension 10 feet, enter 15 feet, enter. Okay, so we know that the value 10 feet and 15 feet is inside area. So we have to create the walls also. We use the offset command to create the walls. And after that, you have to know that the wall is of single brick or double. So the size vary with the size of the wall. So we have a wall of 4.5 sorry, 4.5 inch thickness or the 9 inch thickness. So I want a 9 inch thickness wall. So I'm going to enter 9 and you have to specify the direction outside because we have given the value that is 10 by 15, so that was from inside. So press D enter, modify, increase the scale to 1, press OK, set current and close. Now you can see if I specify the dimension like that and like that, you can see this is 15 feet, this is 10 feet. And if I check the dimension between two walls, it will be 9 inches like that. Okay, so in this way you can just simply create your room like this. After that you have to specify a door location where you want a door. I want a door up here. So you have to just create a line, and for that you can create a door right here by creating an offset of like 3.5 feet. I want a 3.5 feet offset here, and go to the trim and you can just trim. So this will be your entrance, and if you want to specify a door you can just create a door. So the door has the dimension of 3.5 feet by 2 inch like that, and there will be a line of 3.5 feet here, and there will be an arc start and direction. I'm going to select the start point, end point, and direction like that. So move the object from here to somewhere here, and this will be our door. Okay, so this arc means this door will open like in this direction. So next we have to specify some windows. To specify the windows, I'm going to specify a window here. I'm going to specify it in the center. Create a line. I want a window of 8 feet. So create an offset of 4 feet for this side and this side. Delete the center line. Create a line at the middle, and this will be the symbol for window. You can just create some window here also. I want a window of 5 feet. So offset 5 feet up here. Create a line in the mid. Okay, this will be the symbol again. I want its copy, and I want another window right here. So in this type you can create window. Okay, any questions? How to specify these things? So to
Sir,
yes,
can you explain create a rectangle inside the rectangle, sir? Only that step.
which one?
Starting steps, sir. Sir, you were created rectangle inside a rectangle without using offset, right, sir?
I have just created a rectangular command with dimension 10
Sir.
feet by 15 feet. Okay, this was the rectangle. I have used an offset command. Okay, I
Sir.
have used the offset command with value 9 inches and selected the rectangle and selected the direction outside, not inside, outside. Just click and the rectangle will be created.
Okay, sir. Instead of doing offset for every single line, you have created whole rectangle and have
Yes,
selected offset command. So that every line of a rectangle would get offset.
you can see that if we have an polygon, or sorry, polyline, you can see this object is a polyline. If you want to convert it in
Sir.
line, just press the explode, it will be in line. And now if we select the offset, so you can see the offset will be for separate line. So if you want to create an
Okay.
offset of all the objects, just select and join them by selecting J, and now you can see the object is joined. Offset 9 inches outside. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So you can create a plan like that. Now you have, if you have some plans, you can create the drawings also. You can practice them also. Okay. This is the basic plans. You can create any plan like this. If you know how to create a single room, you can create everything. Okay. For steps, if you want to create a roof here, so I can just use a rectangular shape like this, because I have exploded the previous rectangle, so I have to create another rectangle. I'm going to use the offset and of 2.5 feet, so I can just create a slab or a roof like that. Okay, if you want to create any railings, you can just create a offset. We have the option through also. If you want to create an offset without an value, you can just create it like that. And if you want to create stairs, like I want to create some stairs here, so create a line. So stairs, household stairs has a size of almost 3 feet. So I can just create that and create an offset of 9 inches. Okay, that is the tread size, the tread. The stairs has some labelings. One is tread, one is riser, okay, and the weight, three things. So this is the tread where you put your feet, and the riser is the height of the step. Okay, so I can just create multiple objects with the help of copy command. Select the base point, select the array. I want 20 steps, type in 20 value, and between gap I want a tread of 9 inches. So I can just create it like that. Create a line, and this will be our stair. Okay, so last step should be around 3 feet. Okay, so I'm going to delete that. So this is our stair. Okay, any questions? So you can ask any question if you want. Okay, so again in the plan we also have some layers. We have to create some layers.
Sir,
Yes,
excuse me, sir.
yes, yes.
Sir, is it necessary to create a building drawing with layers, sir? Actually, we used to do with some colors for
It is
concrete one
necessary
color
to
and for.
create. It is necessary to create layers because layers can be manipulated very easily and instantly. If you have multiple, like if you have a plan, I have a plan here. Wait, okay. If you have a plan with multiple things, like you have furniture, you have the windows, you have the doors, multiple doors, and you just want to see the whole layout of your furniture only, so you can just go to the layer and turn on and off that thing. Okay, so in this plan you can see
Okay.
we have some cabins, we have some computers, we have some chairs. So if you don't want to see the computer or the phone or the chair, you can just go to the layer. I can just select this object. I can see that is it is the CPU layer. Okay, so I can just go to the CPU layer and turn it off. So you can see all the CPUs are turned off from here. So it will decrease your load to find a single entity and hide that. It will just hide that thing off or on. Okay, it will just turn that thing on or off. It will be easy to view. Okay, so if you don't want, if you just want to see the walls only, you can just turn off all the layers, or you can just select the layer. Like, okay, I want to see only this layer, that is panel 201. So I can just select the panel 201, and I can just make this layer to be isolate. Isolate, you know the meaning of isolate? Isolation. It means to separate
Separate.
something. Okay, so I want to separate this thing, this layer, panel 201. So I will be able to see only these components that are in the that are in this layer. So just click the isolate, and okay, okay. So isolate, select the object, press enter. Now you can see everything is turned down. Okay, the highlighted layer is this one. Okay, so if you want to unisolate, you can just select and everything will be unisolated like that. If you want to turn off, okay, so you can just turn off the layer from here also. Select the object, press enter. Select the object. Yes, I want to turn it off. You can see that everything is turned off. That layer is simply turned off. Okay. So we can see that we have multiple options. We can just turn them on or off easily. So layer is a very important part of the planning. Layer should be there. Any other questions? Okay, that was it for the today session. So now we are going to see the assignment. So we have the assignment 3. Okay, first we have some simple options. You have to just type the text and create these shapes with the help of, this is the simple array option. We have some angular dimension. So this drawing will be for the text, and here is the dimension type. Okay, so here you have to create the ordinate type. Okay, break line. So we have an option here for break line. Suppose I have a dimension that is going to cross. Okay, I'm going to create an object in a new sheet. So this is the new sheet. We have an object of 48 by 241. So we have some circles that is of 40 dia. Sorry, 40 dia. Circle TK that is 22 diameter of 40. Circle TK from here that is 65 with the diameter 32, and the circle with the diameter of 28. Sorry, I forgot to use the diameter 28, and the circle with the diameter of 25. So 28 will go on 111, and this will go to the 155. Okay, so like that we have some objects. Now we have some dimensions here. Okay, so first thing is, like, if we create a dimension between these two objects, so we can move this dimension further, but you can see that this dimension is going to cross the geometry line. Okay, I'm going to show you. So the thing is, the dimension line will never cross the geometry line. Okay, so how can we create a dimension of from here if the object is not going to be crossed like that? Okay, to create a dimension line, to create a dimension, it should be selected, the center should be selected, and the rule is the dimension line should not cross the geometry line. So how can we create the dimension then? So there is an option in the annotation. So go to the annotate tab. We have some options here. So there should be, okay, break. There is the break type. So just select the break. Now you have to select the dimension to add the break, and you have to select the object from where you want to break. Now you can see that the dimension is break from here. Okay, it is not crossing the object. You can see here it is also break, and here it is also break. Okay, this is called the dimension break, and this size is specified from the break size here. Okay, so we want this gap to be 5. Press OK, press set current, press close. The gap will be increased. This is the dimension break. Okay, that one break. So I'm going to show you that. Okay, and we have some another dimension that is called continuous and baseline. So now if you want to dimension it from the base, you have to select multiple times this point and this point, and after that you have to specify this location. So if you don't want to do that, you just have to create one dimension, and you can just go to here and select the baseline type dimension. So just select the base dimension, and you can see, okay, Now I have to create it again because I have created a dimension after that. So create a dimension first like that and go to the baseline, select the baseline. You can see that the baseline is now predefined, selected. You just select the center and the dimension will be created like that. Okay, so this is the baseline dimension and the gap between them is also specified by the baseline dimension gap from here. So it is the baseline spacing, that is 3.75. So every object, every dimension has a gap of 3.75. If you want to increase the gap, we have the option here, adjust space. You can select and we can select the base dimension, that is this one, and we can select all the dimension you want to find the gap. Press enter. I want a value of 10. You can see all the dimensions will have that value or gap of 10, and you can see the lines are symmetrical. Okay, this is the baseline. Or if you want to create some dimensions continuity type, so there is a type of continue. Select the dimension from where you want to create. Now you can see that the dimension will be from last point, like I have selected this dimension and the gap you created is this one and this one and this one. So this is the continuous time type and the other was the baseline type. So now I'm going to show you how we can create a drawing. So if you want to ask anything in the AutoCAD, you can ask, because I'm going to create another file in the SolidWorks. Okay, so I'm going to close it from here. I'm going to stop the recording.